Welcome back to Erie, Pennsylvania. We're here for the third SRA Tour stop of the season, and joining now for the Pro Division Finals. We've got Ackermann and Gross, Kyle Ackermann out of Columbus, Ohio, Ryan Gross out of Rochester, New York, taking on Volley Llamas. That's Joe Bondi and Will Pacone coming out of the Richmond, Virginia area. Super exciting finals. These two teams matched up yesterday in pool play. This is a 3-game series. Game 3 went to extras, with Ackermann and Gross getting the best of Volley Llamas. Both teams playing great today, look good in their semifinal. It's going to be an exciting match. So, Zach, do you want to walk through what's on the line?
Yeah, we got the Pro Division spot for Nationals 2021 on the line for these two teams. Maybe not as important to Kyle and Gross if they might be teaming up, they might not. But this is big news for Volley Llamas. They've already, or not already, they could potentially qualify for the spot. The reason I say not yet is because if they lose here, they have to play for true second, potentially against Joel and PJ if they win the third place game.
Yeah, so talking about that a little bit more, right? The top 2 teams at this tournament get those Pro Division bids for Nationals. But to equalize for maybe uneven sides of the bracket, the way it works is if you lose in your semifinal, but then the team that beat you in semifinals goes on to win, you get a chance to play the team that lost in finals if you won third place game. So right now we have Ackermann and Gross just took down Showalter Graham, and Volley Llama, Bondi, Pacone just took down Luskis and Fanaki. So
in a tight 3 games.
Yeah, tight 3 games. So really, either team here, their goal is to win.
Yes.
But there is a chance that, like, if you lose this, you still could fall out. So you really want to win and need to be a little bit aware that, like, even if you lose, your day is maybe not over.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit tricky.
Yeah, definitely. We could have one more match. We could have 0. Who knows?
Exactly. So, I mean, keys to success. I think we saw Ackermann and Gross in their last series really had everything going. Weren't really particularly challenged by Showalter and Graham. I think Ackermann's big lefty serve, especially the one where he starts with his back to the net and then steps out huge to his left, was finding great success. We saw him using it predominantly when he was serving between the opponents, making it tricky for them to find their set and approach the net. But he could also use it to great effect when he's serving outside their opponent and make it harder for them to get the ball back.
And for Volley Llamas, it's the mental game, right? Both high-quality players have displayed that on multiple occasions. But when they get down hard, especially Pinecone. He really, I meant to say Pacone. He sometimes just loses that mental battle, loses his edge, and then just kind of, lollygags a little bit. And especially against someone like Gross, who can hit a variety of serves, is going to get aces this series. Yeah. You have to keep your head up.
That's a good point. Both these teams know that they're good servers, know that the opponents are good servers. So what that means is that you're going to get aced, and it's not about, like, I can't get aced, I can't get aced. It's knowing you're going to get aced, we're going to get our aces, stay in the game, and don't check out when you get aced. Let it be 1 ace and not 3.
Yeah. Cutting down, minimizing the aces is the key to this game for both sides.
Yeah. I think the other big storyline here, Volley Llamas really became a team last year, 2020, played a lot of independent events, and were very successful for the most part, but hadn't had a chance to prove it on the SRA stage. They qualified for Premier in Winter Haven. That was their first tour stop 4 weeks ago. And then now they're here, their first chance in Premier, found the Pro Division, found the finals. So it's really a statement for them to be here, but it'll really be putting a stamp on if they can win this and go from Premier to pitchers in one chance.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be huge, especially being one of the youngest teams out there.
Yeah. So Ackermann and Gross. Ackermann was in finals at the tour stop last week. Gross has never made it beyond, I want to say, maybe even quarterfinals at a tour stop before. So a huge stage for him as well. It's going to be interesting to see how they do, if there's any nerves that factor into this. I think the biggest thing to look for, and this always, I think this applies to any game, is which team gets the hot start. I think going up 3-0, 4-0 in a game like this is a huge statement and just makes the opponent uneasy. If you're able to do that, landing some hot serves early, it can be great to set the tone of the whole match.
As far as defense, do you think they have any particular defensive strategies? Or
I think for Volley Llamas, they have to be aware that Kyle's a lefty. And, like, being aware seems like it's an undercut, but honestly, that's a big thing. Just, like, knowing, okay, the hits are going to come off a little bit differently. The way Kyle's hitting, he wasn't hitting a lot of low pull shots.
Yeah.
His flicks were staying low, but when he's on his pull side and hitting just straight ons, a lot of those were just high chop shots over the defense. So they got to decide, are we going to run those down, or are we going to try to get in front and cut them off?
Yeah, for sure. What about for Kyle and Gross, you think?
I think for them, they're going to have to figure out what are the hits they want to take away from Bondi and Pacone. I think that Joe's a very smooth hitter over there. Hits a lot of low flick shots. So if you're going to take that away, you need to be kind of close up, angle your body up to get a good play.
I think an interesting thing is that both Gross and Kyle Ackermann made a point to double body this weekend. In a lot of their games, you see them both crashing in the net and making plays at the net. So hopefully we'll see that here.
Yeah, so here we go. Starting to serve. Kyle's already in a stance back to net. Going for that wide lefty step out.
Trying to make it awkward for the receiver or for the setter to set after the receive.
Yep, so stepping out. Here we go. Goes the drop. Bondi there. We have 1-2-3 put away. Easy start to the game. Looking clean on offense.
Kyle looks a little upset after that, but I think he shouldn't take that one to heart, you know. Tough bounce off the net.
Picone faking left, and then going right, hitting rim. We're going to see a lot of different serves from all 4 of these players. Should be interesting to see which ones are landing and how they use that to their progression as they're trying to deceive the returners.
Definitely.
Easy return there from Gross, though, able to put it away. Now he's up to serve, 1-1. In step righty. They're calling it high on the receive. Gross isn't convinced. It was definitely close.
At this point, should just go to observers for
They
double
should go to
check.
observers. I think they're just
looks
gonna
like they
call high.
concede the point.
Yeah, so second serve now. See what he goes with here. Step again. Goes for the cut this time and clips rim. So, oh no, they redid the first one. Sorry. So now it's
That
second
makes
serve. 1-1. Step out. Fakes left. Goes left. And that's an ace. Great serve by Gross. Just pulling it past Picone's left arm. And, I mean, we've seen him go left. We've seen him go far right. It's the range that keeps it so tricky, is that you don't know which way he's going to go. And he can go so wide both ways.
And
yeah, drop there. He can go drop as well.
he drop as well. He has a wide variety that he can go to quickly as well. You know, it's not just slow left and rights. He pulls it out, and you have to move.
Yeah, so just the get me on drop there, but hitting error by Bondi. Have to see here how Volley Llamas responds early, if they're mentally tough enough to get back in this game. Oh, great job. It just clipped
like it just
side
clipped.
pocket or rim. So double fault. Bondi now on the serving stripe for the first time this match. See what he pulls out. Over that wide righty. So Bondi known for having good right and left serves that just go super wide. Not quite as quick on the delivery as maybe Picone with his fakes or even Gross is stepping out. But it's the wide angles that really get you.
Definitely.
Talking about wide angles, Kyle going huge step out lefty here. Going to force the ball between Bondi and Picone. But first he'll force it between the net and the ground on that lobster trap. Some discussion on where you have to line up. You have to be centered around the kind of center stripe. There's kind of 4 predefined points around the net. Kyle Ackermann is allowed to step out as wide as he wants as long as his body is centered on that spot. So it's some discussion on what it means to be centered, but I think what he's doing is totally fine. Good lefty cut there, keeping it simple. Oh, a high flick shot. Gross will chase it down. Not a great touch, but it's enough. Ackermann gets the set, and that's another break for Ackermann Gross. So good start for them here.
I think that actually was a discussion around if Will can move early and get out of the way, because that serve is honestly tempting to hit him, you know. And
Yeah.
Given the rules, he can't move, so that's even another reason why this serve is so successful for Kyle.
Yeah, that's a good point. The only thing Will can do is start further back if he's afraid of that. But you're right, he can't move out of Joe's way if Joe's going towards him. Good drop. Comes there. Chops at the hit, though. And Gross is going to clean that up. Another break. So we talked about who's going to get the hot start. We've now answered that question. It's definitely Ackermann Gross, up to a 6-2 lead now.
Definitely. And they're getting it off of drops. They're sending them to scramble off of the drops, and the hits are just bouncing straight up to them.
And they just forced a timeout. Like I think I've heard this mostly in basketball. Like in the second half, you want to be the team that forces the timeout first, but the other team. This is one of the earliest timeouts I've seen around it. I think it's a good call, right? The momentum's all there for Ackermann and Gross. Volley Llamas needs to shut it down some way. They're not doing it by holding, so might as well call a timeout.
Call a timeout, take a breath, reassess what the situation, you know.
Yeah, say, hey, we know what our game plan is. Let's stick to it. They're getting their aces early, they're getting their breaks early. We will get ours. They just need to hang around and make sure that they have that opportunity.
Definitely.
They got to stop the bleeding. But 6-2, a great start opening for Kyle Ackermann and Ryan Gross. Ackermann's pretty happy just juggling that ball by himself. He always plays with a very lighthearted attitude. I think that's like one of the best things about his game is he's very jovial around the net. He's not getting too hard on himself or his partner. He plays light, and I think that helps him play because he never – we talked about that mental fortitude. He's never that upset about any mistake. He just knows, like, I'm on to the next point. And so I think that really helps him perform well on these tour stops.
For sure.
Right,
Again, going back to the wide stance.
That one pockets up, and it'll be high.
Also may have fell in the zone there a little
Yeah.
bit.
So, yeah, just for serves, you have to stay behind that 7-foot serving line. But even when you contact the ball, you can't follow through and fall in. You need to kind of complete your motion to have no momentum, and then you can go inside. So if he's falling in, that would be a serve's fault. Great serve by Cone. But Gross is hammering the lefty. So that's one of those plays where it looked like the serve did its job, right? He forced a tough touch, gets a set that's a little bit off, but Gross is still there to able to hammer home the lefty. Do you think they need to rotate more, or what's the fix on defense for Volley Llamas there?
I think part of the thing is they're going for the dive, like just reach for the set or the hit, right? Like you see Will often trying to sit in front and then guessing. They need to take a step back, maybe try and look where Ryan's hitting, where the set's coming from, because right now they're just going for a 50-50 ball that just hasn't gone their way yet.
Oh, lipping up another flick. Ooh, bad touch by Ackermann.
But good set by Ryan.
Bondi there. Lips that one up. Ackermann can't get there in time. So some sloppy hitting. A little bit sloppy, but that's a hold for Volley Llamas. They need that one, right? They can't be letting any more points slip away. But we saw Bondi do the same. Bondi pocketed up a flick shot earlier on the backhand.
Yeah.
And then Picone doing it now. So a little bit out of orders on offense. Need to get some of those cleaner 1-2-3s. Just stay in system, keep it easy.
Nice
But aces
serve.
are nice too. Great serve by Bondi there. Sorry for your eardrums. Bondi going the righty cut and just blowing it by Ackermann. Oh, transitioning to the left. I like that move. You got him thinking right and then go back the other way.
Definitely.
So 5-7, second serve for Bondi. Ooh, the jam. Another great serve. Yeah, just off the hand of Gross. So 6-7, 2 in a row. Looking like a pretty good timeout now. They definitely cut the momentum. They got some of their own. So left, lips that up, but Ackermann's going to play.
Oh, nice flick shot from
That's
Kyle.
a great clean flick. Yeah, we saw him hitting flicks in that semifinal. That one was cleaner than anyone's I saw, at least. Just keeping it super low outside the defense. No chance to make a play.
Kyle back to the wide step.
I think you got to do it. Oh, especially when you're
gosh.
no-touch ace and bang on that serve.
Bang!
9-6. Ackermann with a huge ace. Hitting it
got his hand over his
between.
mouth. If you don't know, it's Gasaway's birthday, so if you can give him a happy birthday wish in the chat, that'd be sick.
HBD in the chat. Oh, good receive by Will. Hitting it just into Ackermann. Deadens off him, but can't make it.
No, I think that's good for them, right? They've got a clean 1-2-3 and not a pocket up. Not necessarily clean, but a strong hit, right?
Yeah.
Like
it's tough that it came after 2 aces, but
but I think that's good for their mental, knowing that they can hit the ball correctly.
Yeah. 7-9, but Picone misses, so now 10-7. Gross to serve. Instep, jam. Good receive. Ooh, tough hit. Gross can clean that. Oh no, Will's there. He goes a flick of his own. Oh, some sloppy flicks, but is the last one that gets through for Picone. Good hold.
Good hold.
They're working hard for some of these holds.
Yeah.
They need more clean 1-2-3s, but it points a point and it keeps them in the game.
Definitely.
Bondi can get another thing going. That one pockets up over the shoulder. That is high for a fault. Oh, maybe some reverse action, but just gets it a little bit too low. Hits that front rim. Good serve, good receive, and there's a clean 1-2-3 for Cone. Oh. Yep. Ackermann saying that's what they're gonna do. All good. No complaints on defense.
Sweet.
Stepping out to the left, going with it. Good
Nice
lefty serve, but hard
Kyle's
to beat the
just
lefty
too
with
clean.
it. Yeah, Kyle's super clean on offense. Again, Kyle's the lankiest lefty in the game right now, so serving wide to someone's left works well, but maybe this is not the guy to do it to.
Yeah, you know, Grant Clapwick might be giving him a little contention for that,
That's true. That's true. You see Grant in the background. He's observing. He won the contender finals this morning.
With Justin Barr, Tweeny Weenie.
Barr also observing. So yeah, congrats to them for taking home contender, earning premier. Good 1-2-3 there. Joe with the lefty hit. Getting a little bit high, but it's good. Bounced up over the defense. So 10 serving 12. Joe Bondi back with the ball. Stepping out, going to the left. Wide, but Chris is there. And chopping that away on the backhand. See a different approach. Like some people do go for that flick shot there. Gross chopping at it. And it's smart because Will's in front of it. But if Gross can get that high enough, even if you hit it towards him, it doesn't matter. Picone's not going to get a touch. Ooh, slice drop. Not a great effort from Ackermann.
This is one of the first times this series that we've seen Kyle not start with a wide step.
Yeah. Oh!
And he gets the block back on.
That looked clean. Discussion on whether Ackermann went into the no-hit zone. So you see that green turf area around the net. It's the no-hit zone, or NHZ. No-hit zone because when you're hitting the ball or when you're putting the ball on the net, you can't be standing on it. You also can't follow through into it or on it. So Ackermann there definitely started outside. And normally playing defense doesn't matter if you're in it because you're not hitting back on the net. But because that block went right back on the net, the question is, did he fall through and land on that no-hit zone? If he did, then it's an illegal hit, point for Volley Llamas. If he stayed outside, which is what Ackermann's saying, his hands landed outside, then it's a clean block, and it would be Gross and Ackermann's point. Observers are meeting to discuss. Biggest thing here is who has the angle.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to come back with a redo.
Yeah.
Tough call. It's a quick action. You set your hand down, move it in an instant,
They're calling it clean. They're saying that he was outside the zone. From our angle, we're a little bit low, so it's hard to tell, but it didn't look like his hand was on the turf. So I think that's probably a good call. If they don't see him on the turf, they clean. Ooh, stepping out for the left, so he did it. He did the step out, and then he goes back to the right hand, mixing up a little bit, trying to keep him honest.
It's one of those serves you have to with, people start cheating over, start figuring it out a little bit, so you got to mix it up. Mm-hmm. Make sure they're staying on their toes and not cheating too far over for you.
Ooh, rim there. So they'll rotate now, 11-14. Volley Llamas has kind of hung on. Remember, it started 6-2, so they were down 3.5 breaks. They're still down 2.5 now, but haven't made up quite enough ground as we're getting to the late stages of this game one. Ooh, good step out, but just clips the rim. So back to Gross to serve, 15-11. If you can get one here, it starts to become that almost insurmountable lead type of range.
Definitely, and that's who you want serving to get that for you.
Yeah.
Ryan Gross with the wide variety like we've talked about, and just probably the strongest server here.
Yeah, the way
fastest.
he's been playing this weekend, he's hitting the hardest for sure. And always good to back up a fast serve with a drop. That one not the best drop, though.
Yeah. Volley Llamas makes them pay for it, as they should. And now their big server, Joe Bonnie's stepping up.
So clean 1-2-3, and now an opportunity to break. That one lips up over the shoulder. Yeah, so again, that rule on the serve receive is if the ball goes over the shoulder of the receiver, the complete ball over the complete shoulder, that's a fault. Can't hit it that high. But it's allowed to lip up or hit a back pocket, which we used to have as the rule. So it gives it a little bit easier to make calls. You don't need to worry, like, did this one lip up a little bit? It's just where's the ball when it gets to the receiver. So left, a little bit of cut. Some question on if it's high.
Ball may have carried it a little bit, take it a little bit wider than Giovanni expected. Looks like they're going to observers real quick.
I think they're questioning. Are you questioning if the receive is high or if it was a
side pocket, I believe.
Side pocket. Okay. Yeah. So, the ball has to be below the shoulder, but if it changes direction sideways, they call it high.
Yeah.
Interesting call from our perspective.
Yeah.
Clean, but then trust the observers. But if it still hits on the side of the net and goes sideways, that is still a fault on the serve.
I'm shocked about that call.
Yeah, no, that could be a big break for Volley Llamas here. Let's see if they take advantage. A huge hold there. It's now 13 serving 16. Going on the line. Good serve. Just out wide. Gross going to hammer that home. Yeah, so really no answer. You see where Bondi's rotating behind Gross. Do you like that play, or do you think he should stay home for the deep righty hit?
I think he needs to either get there quicker so Will can commit harder, or, like you're saying, take a step back, come back and help Pacone out. Because, like you said, him being behind Ryan is not the move. Ryan knows where he is the whole time, and then just puts, he has the 1v1 with Will, which is, a tough situation for Will to be in.
For sure. Fast serve there, but pockets up high. 17-13. 17-13.
Ryan Gross stepping up to serve here. Nice lefty drop. Will's there, though.
Oh, Bondi taking the 2. So 14-17. Bondi back up to serve. Again, this back and forth whole game, totally fine with Ackermann Gross, right? Like they'll always take another break, but they know that they're up 3, just looking to close out this game. Is pressure really on Volley Llamas here? Got to get a break. Can never start too early.
This is where we find out exactly what they're made of, right? Like, are they clutch? In these big moments, can they hang on,
Yeah.
And like you said, they've been hanging on a little bit, but, they're by the fingertips.
Ackermann stepping out, going to hit it between them. Hits side pocket there, so second serve. And it's 18-14 here. This is the lead that they had in their semifinal. Oh, 19-14, yep. They also had that lead. And as we saw there, it's tough to come back from. So Ackermann looking smooth, calm, cool, collected. Gross the same. They're kind of just rolling with it for now. 19-14. The Flango.
The Flango.
Oh, Love to see the variety, breaking it out, show them something new. Step out cut, and can't quite land it, so lobster trap on that. And it'll be 15-19, Picone to serve. This is one of the situations where you don't want to be missing serves late in a game, but you also know if you're just doing get-me-ons, you're probably not putting enough pressure
Probably
on.
not scoring.
And it's a weird balance of like, I want to hit good serves, but I don't want to miss them. And so you end up in situations like that where you're going for a lot, and you miss them, and it's like, should I feel bad? Should I feel like, no, I had to go for it?
Yeah, definitely.
So 2015, we got 5 chances to close out game 1 of this final. Ryan Gross up to serve.
Yeah. And more to your point, they haven't got a defensive touch this game. So
neither team really.
Yeah.
The only ones we saw were on some lip-up hits by Volley Llamas early.
Yeah.
Nobody really getting in front of the ball on defense at all. Good serve.
But Joe handles it very well.
Okay, gets the hold. So now, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about Joe Bondi. Everyone's saying he might be the next greatest. This is a chance to prove it. I mean, this is a tall order, but this series overall, we'll see how he handles the adversity of going down early. And, I mean, this would be a comeback for the ages.
Yeah, definitely.
Second serve.
And if someone can do it, it's definitely Joe.
That one's high, though. They're discussing. Will thought it was good. He rotated right away. Picone and Bondi think it's good. Ackermann Gross think it's bad. Observers will confer.
Classic
Nobody
situation.
had a clear call. This is one of those where it's tough because that one's off to the side, and they're calling it clean. So, yeah, they're saying it was off to Gross's side, but it wasn't above his shoulder. It looked like the right call from the commentator's booth.
Definitely. And on top of a big thing to factor into that is it's not just part of the ball that has to be over your shoulder.
Yeah.
It's the entire ball, which I think it was like half.
Yeah,
So
the
that's
whole
a
ball
tough
has to be
one.
over the whole shoulder when you're contacting it. So it's an ace in the books for Bondi.
Nice.
That's one.
It's a start.
Needs 3 more breaks to keep the team alive and force extra points. Down to his second serve again. Goes drop. It's a good one, but Ackermann's there. And, lips it up. Oh, no.
Will hustles, but not quite
Picone
there.
left his feet a little bit early. Didn't give him a chance to run it down. So that's game 1 for Ackermann Gross, 21-17. I mean, that's a comfortable margin of victory for them.
Yeah,
That's about what we've seen them winning by this weekend.
But they have to come in this game hot, I think, because Pinecone and Bondi are thirsty. They want to win. And if you sleep on them too much, they'll definitely take over a game.
Yeah.
Both of them. And I think their hitting from Gross and Ackermann is really clean and stopping Will and Bondi from getting touches. But this game's about serving, like we talked about earlier.
This has been a server game. We saw a lot of aces, a lot of double faults, but we did not see really many defensive touches. So it's going to be like who can make those serves. So, I mean, we're here at this 3rd tour stop of the SRA season, and we're here in large part thanks to a lot of our sponsors. So you can see some of those banners in the backgrounds. I was eating some of those Hampton Farms peanuts.
Those
I like them. They're pretty
fire.
good.
They have some Cajun ones that are nice.
Some spicy nuts, hot nuts. Yeah, I think that's a maple roast. Yeah, Zach's got them on frame. I love peanuts as a mid-tournament snack. It's nice that they're brought to the tournament for me. I definitely appreciate that. I'll give another aside for a pair of thieves. They're here. I sport their masks. I guess I've not been wearing masks as much lately. I also forgot to pack underwear this trip, and they were gracious enough to give me a pair of underwear.
Oh, wow.
I'm not wearing them yet. I haven't had a chance to change into them because I haven't left the field, but I'm looking forward to getting.
So you're
into
just
those and try
freeballing right now?
No, I'm actually wearing Ben's underwear. I think it was a huge mental factor in our series playing against him because I could say I'm literally wearing your underwear right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So pair of thieves. Thanks for coming out. We've got VII Apparel. I think that's the official jersey sponsor of the Spikeball Round Association. They've been awesome. We're sporting our SRA
They sponsored for a few years now.
Yeah, they've been on the scene. I think they're one of the oldest sponsors, if not the oldest, for SRA, and they've been it. My jersey was made by VII.
Yeah, a few people have been.
Yeah, I love the material. They got great artwork,
stuff like that.
Yeah, a few people sporting the jerseys.
A few notable teams. I mean, if you get a VII jersey, you might be winning tour stops.
You might be
That's
winning
potential.
Stops. Yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance.
Yeah.
Every tour stop I've won, I've been wearing a VII jersey.
Me too, which is 0.
Yeah, same. I won nationals.
You won nationals.
I was wearing a VII. Yeah.
In Premier.
In Premier, it counts. We got a picture.
Well, I mean, if you just tell people it's Premier, they wouldn't know, right?
They wouldn't know. Yeah, Premier Dynasty. So yeah, thanks to all our sponsors helping us come out here, and really providing a great environment for our athletes.
Yeah, definitely.
So game 2 coming up. I think we talked about at the beginning. You need to get a hot start. If you're Ackermann and Gross, you want to get a hot start to prove like, hey, we're still here. We're putting pressure on. You don't want to get comfortable, even though you've got that 1-game lead. If you're Bondi Picone, you need the hot start because you lost game 1.
Yeah.
Like you need to come out showing something. You can't leave it till late like they did there. They never really got anything going, and just they stayed stagnant. I don't think anybody's looking for them to do that again. And
now's the time, right? Like if they're gonna show the stuff they're made of, Oh, I got so sidetracked.
No,
Oh,
you're
my
good.
gosh.
You're good.
I had something I was going to say and just forgot.
You're good. You're good. So you'll be curious to see how many aces, how many missed serves there were in that game. And so one thing we're doing this season, we're working with RoundNet Analytics Worldwide, Raw, coming out of Texas, to help provide stats for every game in Pro and Premier brackets. So they're going to be processing that as videos come in. We've got all of our athletes recording their games this weekend. So not just from these stream games, but also from pool play yesterday, bracket series that you're not seeing, and see what are the key factors for doing well in the games. You can check it out on roundnetstats.com. I think they've got stuff up there from our first tour stop, Winter Haven. So from 4 weeks ago, you can check out and see what were the keys to success for Coleman Epperson and Frederick Hinkle as they took that one. And it'll be interesting to see over the course of the season how that changes, how that evolves, if that impacts people's gameplay at all. Like if you're saying, okay, second serves landing on, that leads to more breaks than just swinging away and double faulting overall. Does that become the new strategy?
Definitely. So speaking of strategy, this series right now,
Yeah.
what do you think Volley Llamas got to do to step it up?
I think they've got to make more first serves. And, that's easier said than done. But I think they have to put pressure on with their first serves. They're okay on defense. We saw them getting some nice touches in the semifinal. Not in this final by any means. But they need the serves to go. That's their biggest thing. If they get the serves, I think they'll start finding themselves in better spots on defense, finding themselves in those rotations, and then maybe they'll be making touches, making Ackermann Gross a little bit more uncomfortable.
Especially if you're landing your second serve, you're probably not putting as much on it. You want it to go on the net so you can play defense, which is giving Gross and Ackermann the chance to just play clean and just put the ball away every time.
They're playing easy offense, right?
Easy offense,
we saw
correct.
there were a handful of drops that both teams were hitting some drops on second serve, and it was just easy digs. And honestly, it's good to have the feeling of I didn't miss the serve, made the second serve, but it feels a lot better to be hey, we got a clean 1, 2, 3. Let's roll that into our serving game now and use that to just drive some momentum.
And I think another thing that Volley Llamas should look at is just changing up their defensive strategy, right? We saw Joe getting caught up behind Gross a lot when he was hitting, or Kyle, and then just nowhere near some of Kyle's hits. It feels like they're a little lost, and I think they just need to talk, get recentered, figure out a strategy that works best for them in this situation, rather than just going to their default, sending Will up to the net and Joe out deep.
Yep.
Right? Because that's what Gross and Ackermann are looking for. And on top of that, I know that Gross spent time watching film on these guys beforehand to make sure that he knows their strategies, what they do, the type of serves they hit. So, a huge factor. Speaking of RoundNet stats, he's taking advantage of that situation.
Awesome. Okay, so we're ready now for game 2. Will Picone to serve. Goes drop. Huge slice. So key number 1, he's missing it. He just missed his first serve. See if he lands second.
Not as much on it.
Ooh, nice little flick from Gross. We haven't seen him hit that many of those in this series. We saw it a little bit in the semifinal, but great set over the net. Just flicks it right through the defense. Ackermann now, he's not serving. He likes to do that step out when it's going to force the ball between them. So you see him go to flango there to force the ball between them. I think it's a very conscious choice by Ackermann. He knows he's getting better break opportunities when he's serving in between the receiving team. And so he does that there, goes to the flango, forces Joe a little bit to his right. He recovers, makes a good hit.
Yeah, strong push there from Joe. Caught them going the other way.
Stepping out right. Going reverse. Good receive. Ackermann with a great receive on that left hand. And then Gross good awareness to take that too. He didn't see anyone home on defense, so sends Picone running. See what Gross starts with for this game sequence. I think they're talking a little bit if that touch on the receive was clean, but no call, no complaints. Hitting hard again. Yeah, I think the big thing here is Gross has the angles, but his power is really what keeps the defense honest, because you can't back up. You want to back up because of the power. You can't because of the angle. He's got a mix of everything.
And his drop on top of that too.
Exactly.
He sees you take a step back. He's looking. He's gonna hit that drop. Sees you not moving. He's gonna hit wide. He's just always watching your feet.
Yep. That one just borderline. They're calling it high, and it is. So Ackermann now up to serve. 3 serving 2. And again, we probably won't see him go to that wide backward stance until he's serving on the other side. That's where he kind of likes to pressure them and serve in between the receiving team. Going wide, lefty cut, great serve. That's an ace.
That's an ace.
Yeah, just lefty cut. It's one of the hardest serves to receive in the game.
Definitely.
You see it there. So now here he goes, step out, serving 4-2.
Like you said, serving between them.
A huge step out and pockets it up. And so again, the rule is as long as you start with your body centered over that middle line where you have to serve from, it's a legal stance, and then you can step out once, but you need to keep your plant feet down after you step.
And your pivot. That's one thing that
Exactly.
Kyle has done very well is he pointed his toe, so that way when he pivots, he can rotate on his toes.
Yeah, so again, the key things are start centered. You can take one step, but you got to keep your feet down, and you have to keep all parts of your body behind that 7-foot serving line. So if you're trying that at home, good luck.
Let us know if it works.
Yeah, it definitely can be effective when you're putting it on.
I believe Bonin was the one to popularize that back in 2015 St. Louis, right?
2016 St.
Oh,
Louis,
dang.
yeah, Matt Bonin kind of popped off, and I think got like 4 or 5 aces in a row, but he was doing it the other way. He was facing the server and stepping over with his non-dominant foot. Ackermann kind of taking that to the next level by starting backwards and stepping out super wide. Good serve. Calling that just high. That's one of those tough ones where it looked like Bondi crouched down a little bit on the receive, and then it was maybe just above his shoulders, but no argument here. Double fault, so 4 serving 5.
Especially when you're up in this situation, I feel like they're picking and choosing their battles to go with the observers.
Yep.
That's one that, they don't necessarily need to fight on.
Yeah, rim there, so Pecan's still not finding it. So 6-4, again, they were down 6-2 last game, so a little bit better pacing to start, but they really need to get some breaks going to gain some momentum here. Ackermann stepping out, going to the drop, just trying to keep Will honest, make sure he's not too deep. And then missing the second, so not much doing so far. Let's see if Joe can get the ball rolling. He's known for his quick step out left. Not doing it this time, just keeping it safe with the righty cut. Great righty cut. It just came in fast. Gross not able to react, and tough set for Ackermann.
It's good on him to get a hand on it, but putting the ball straight over Kyle's head's a tough look.
So 6-6 now, Bondi tying it up. Oh, there's a lefty, but it's dropped. Ackermann there. Oh, that one looks like it'll be a replay. Yeah, so that hit from Ackermann goes into Picon. He had a great body positioning on defense and pops up right into Ackermann. Since Bondi was behind there, they have to replay that. Good step out. The drop. Picon with the awareness, taking the 2. Great play, and so Volley Llamas now got the ball rolling, and they have their first lead of the day, of this match at least, serving 7-6 now. So 2 breaks in a row. See what he goes to here. See Gross cheating a little bit to the right, but you gotta look out for that lefty serve. Good set, and good pull from Gross.
That's something Gross does very well, is he really positions his body for the hit and then looks to see where the defense is and pulls, right? He always uses the small part of the net.
Yeah.
Which is something that's hard to play defense on.
Oh, wow. Great lefty serve.
Seems like it was agreed on.
I don't agree with that high call, but no contest from Gross and Ackermann. Great drop. Yeah, that's
Looks like it hit it.
Yeah. So, okay.
All right, nice.
Gross says, I don't care if that's high, because guess what? I'm going to drop ace here. Yeah. So 8-7, they've got the lead back. Great serving sequence by Ryan Gross. And then hammering that one. Yeah, I think his big power serves this series, we've seen them pocketing up and just getting high. So they've all been coming in high. He needs to clip a little bit more of that front of the net so it keeps the ball low, doesn't bounce as much off the net.
Definitely. All right.
8-8, Picon going for that flat stance. Stepping left.
Oh, that was a
Fakes.
good fake.
And rips. Yeah, he's been, I mean, the fakes are good, but I guess, but like they're really only good if you're landing the serve, and he has not been doing that today. That's a good serve. Put some pressure on, tough set.
Oh, you could tell he didn't want that body. He knew Joe was out there and wanted to turn away from it, but Kyle.
Joe was out, but that ball is going high over Joe. I don't think Joe's deep enough to make a play on that. He's kind of stuck in no man's land with how hard Gross is hitting. Yeah, we've seen Gross is just chopping at it on some of his hits. That one he really get laid into.
Definitely.
And he's going to carry. And there's the pull right there. Great hitting by Bondi. So we're tied up 9-9. Bondi to serve. And so you might be able to hear it, might be able to see it a little bit. There's a little bit of wind coming in. It's going from right to left. So you usually want to be in the spots Volley Llamas is in right now. That's kind of the more advantageous place, because if you get a good serve on, it kind of just starts blowing away from the defense. The wind is always a factor. It's the change in wind is kind of a bigger deal, because on some points you need to get a little bit extra on it, and some points a little bit less, and then you get breaks in the wind where you're just perfectly still again. So it plays with your head a little bit. All these players have played well all weekend adjusting to the wind, so we might not see it factor in as much, but it's definitely there.
Definitely. Nice hit from Picon there. Ryan Gross set up for the body, was trying to funnel Kyle, but Picon found the gap and hits a nice clean push right through it.
And so 10-10, knotted up halfway through this game. Picon up to serve. Steps out. Righty cut. Gross there with the backhand. Will with the soft touch, back to net. Oh no, Piccone misses. Sorry, not Piccone. Bondi missed that hit. That was a great defensive effort. We haven't seen a good touch like that all day, but Piccone got the body up, awareness to get up and make that second touch set. Leaves it a little bit short. Bondi just misses. So we just got word that Vascular, that's Noah Luskis, and Gabe Finocchi won the third place game over Graham Showalter. So what that means for our final is that if Ackermann and Gross do win this, there will be no true second game because Volley Llamas already beat Vascular.
What a touch by Kyle.
Great sequence. And that's over. And what a great play by Ackermann. Will pulling up on that run a little bit on his leg. I think he's okay. It just looked like a little bit of a moment. But so if Volley Llamas wins this, there will be a true second game. If Ackermann and Gross win this, as they have the game advantage, now they have a break and a half advantage during game 2, there will be no true second game.
I think Brandon Spector just left without his medal.
Without the podium picture.
Yep.
Are you really true second then, Zach? Great hit, great touch. Winding up that huge lefty.
Almost goes back on and
Another
off,
great break by Ackermann. That's 2 in a row. Does Volley Llamas call a timeout here? Yeah, they do. They do.
They have to, right?
Yeah, 2 breaks in a row, you got to stop it
Ackermann is all over them on defense. They're getting touches now and playing confidently. At the start of this game, it was a little back and forth, I thought, but now with that kind of confidence, you got to think Kyle and Gross need to be stopped.
Yeah, so awesome sequence there for Ackermann and Gross, getting that touch, but 2 points in a row, really, defensive touches, getting the defensive break. I mean, a little bit of it's go time now for Volley Llamas. They're down 13-10. They need to win this game to stay alive, and right now they've got nothing going for them. They got 1 break or maybe a few points ago.
Yeah.
But the Surge have not been challenging enough. They haven't really been landing the good stuff, especially Piccone. So.
Yeah, definitely. And another huge factor for this, too, is Piccone and Bondi were – oh, they were in the same pool. Never mind. I'm dumb. I was going to talk about the variance levels of pools, but –
yeah, no, they met up in pool play yesterday, and I think it was
1 to 3 games.
It was a 3-game series that Ackermann and Gross took an extra. It was very close. But so this is their 5th game against each other this weekend. These teams know each other. It's now just a question of who's going to execute. And so far it's been Ackermann Gross, and hasn't been particular. This game is close, right? The score is close. Volley Llamas is definitely not out of it, but they've not showed any of the flares or the flashes of brilliance that we've seen from
no
Ackermann.
sense of urgency yet.
Yeah, nothing really going. And yeah,
and you don't want that sense to come in when it's too late, right? They need to start grinding now, making sure the score doesn't get too big, and just playing their game. Yeah. Which I feel like they're falling into the trap of playing Kyle and Gross rather than just playing their game.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. They know they can play well, so now it's just time to do it. Like, find your spots, make your serves, find the serve. What's your go-to serve? Land it. Put some pressure on. Get a break. So
definitely
13-10. Ackermann still serving. And let's see what he goes with here. We saw him go with the flango in a situation like this before, but that's just a lefty cut. Good receive. Bondi with the left. Great lefty push.
Quality play from Joe Bondi there.
That was a great play, but great set by Will, too.
Great set by Will.
Will finds that touch, gets over, and makes a great set.
Yeah. That receive, though, on his knee.
Oh. Serve, good receive. A little bit high.
Tough set. Nice touch by Joe.
What a touch by Joe, but just not enough. Yeah,
good look.
Great. Like, that was back-to-back great offensive sequences by both teams. We saw that Ackermann with a little bit of a tough receive. Gross moving his feet well to set it across. And Ackermann doing a great job to get across the net so he can find that and just kind of lay into it a little bit.
And now we're finding that sense of urgency from Volley, too, I think.
Great serve, though. No. Gross going power right through Piccone.
Yeah.
Bonnie set had a chance, but just a little bit off, and Piccone can't find it before back.
Couldn't get the left hand over the ball. Tough.
Reverse.
Nice reverse from Ryan.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
And you can just see the sigh of relief. He's happy.
That might be the nail in the coffin now. 16-11 on that no touch.
Joe Bondi still can't believe it.
That's awesome. Stepping out lefty. They're going to play this now. Okay. Got a good touch, but don't make it hard on yourself. You're already down 5 breaks. Gross second serve now. See how he mixes it up after doing the step out left. In step drop. Coming there.
Nice.
Oh, hits the pole right into Ackermann's body, but just not enough angle on to keep it back. So it's do or die time.
Do or die.
On the straight. We've not really seen that many great serves out of him today, but if there's a time to pull him out, it's always now. 12-16. Step out, swinging big, but finding room again. Fakes left. Oh, going for that cup, but
He's
only
like
five
right
rim.
there. You know, every time it's like almost great, but just catching the inside of the rim, catching the pocket. Tough look for Picone, but
Yeah. I think it speaks more to, like, yes, oh, wow.
another
great serve by
nasty
Ackermann.
reverse from
This
Ackermann
one's
Gross.
all but a formality now, 18-12. I think for Volley Llamas, the takeaway is, like, they know they have good serves, but it's impossible to practice for these clutch situations, right? You can't practice for a Tour Series final. The only way to do it is to be there and get better. And so I think there's a lot to learn from this performance.
Yeah.
They definitely played great all weekend, right? The only team they've lost to is Ackermann Gross. But Ackermann Gross, just that cool, calm, collected attitude. They're making their serves in these big spots. They're holding when they need to. They're getting a few defensive touches. Ooh, great serve there by Bondi.
Good set by
But
Kyle.
an excellent set by Ackermann. That's ridiculous. Bondi running it down.
Oh.
Just can't find. So even there, right? Like, Bondi makes an incredible serve. Looked like he was almost ready to take the point. He started to rotate. But Ackermann's still in the point. Yeah, they're up 6, but they're still going to take every point they can get. And Gross is there for the spot. That's just incredible play by Ackermann Gross.
Definitely. Like you're saying, the experience, you know, being calm, cool, and collected in those plays where he has to scramble really shines through.
And, like, we talked about, Volley Llamas is new to the scene, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're not new to Round Net. They've been around for a year and a half, but they're new to SRA. Gross has never been in a semifinal in SRA event before, so he looks like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's feeling himself this weekend.
Yeah.
Great drop. Oh, okay, so that's a break. He gets one going.
Definitely. And another big factor with the clutch moments is Picone and Bondi destroy everyone they play with around their area. They haven't been challenged yet too much outside of Raleigh. Or, sorry.
Richmond area.
Yeah, Richmond area. And
great touch. Oh,
dang.
just not quite. That set was pretty good.
That was a pretty good set.
Joe maybe going for a little bit too much, but couldn't set his feet in time to really crank that.
So, like I was saying, these clutch moments, you know, they don't get to see them often, like you were saying, and it's just, this is the time to practice. You know, they're new, and so, you know.
They're going to have more of these, right?
Yeah,
like
gonna have more of
this is
these.
not going to be the last time we see Volley Llamas on a big stage. But
at least we hope.
Today it's all about Ackermann Gross. 2015, 5 chances to close out the tournament. Ackermann serving. 1, 2. Okay,
Smart
it's a
hit
hold
from
for
Joe.
Bondi. Great, just hitting it through them. So Joe Bondi, one last chance to bring it back for Volley Llamas. Same exact situation he found himself in last time. Game 1, he got the ball at 16-20, and they got 1 ace. Lead 4. And starts out with a missed serve. So, second serve, 16-20, championship point. Pockets that one high. And that is
that's
the
it.
match. Yeah, so great finish here. We have our podium. No true second was needed. Ackermann Gross taking home the tour stop pitchers, first place. Congrats to both of them. That's both their first place finishes. First podium even for Gross. Second place is Volley Llamas, their first podium finish, their first event.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
A great result. They get the Pro Division bid for Nationals. I'm sure we'll see them at Nationals in Valley Forge, PA in October. And third place Vasco, that's Gabe Panaki and Noah Luskis. And they're not planning to play the season together, so I don't think they're too bummed out by not getting the bid.
But I'm sure we'll see sloppy seconds. Travis Core and Gabe playing some more, and whoever Noah decides to team up with.
Noah Luskis, yeah, he has announced that there's an announcement coming. He said he will be playing the
You hate
Rock
to
Hill
hear
Tour
that.
Stop in 3 weeks with his partner. Don't know who it is. I mean, post your best guess in chat. Do you have any guesses? He had a good result with Garrett Hornock in
Yeah,
Florida.
I mean,
feel that's my bet.
Garrett's pretty nasty. Garrett's probably the best in Texas right now. Sorry, Frederick, but Garrett and Noah
Texas
would
top
be
100 at him.
Oh, true.
Yeah, and one.
Garrett is pretty nasty. Him and Noah would be a scary team to watch.
Yeah. So, and then Ackermann and Gross, right? Question mark around them. Ackermann got second place last week, so he has a Pro Division bid that he could burn with Garrett. And if Garrett's playing with Noah, that's kind of out of the door. But he's got a Pro Division bid with Brian Gross now, which we could see him taking. And neither of them have a partner lined up for the season. But worst case, they could fall back on this. So, and congrats to our podium finishers. Congrats to Ackermann and Gross for winning their first pitchers on SRA Tour Stop. Awesome to see new players winning these events.
Yeah.
And I think just to wrap out, thanks again to all our sponsors, awesome sponsors, VI Apparel, Hampton Farms, Pair of Thieves, and to all the competitors that came out this week. And we had over 100 teams here in Erie, PA.
Yeah, crazy tournament. Super fun. Can't wait for the next one. When is it?
Rock Hill in South Carolina, July 10th. So we've got a lot of top teams coming out. If you're in the area, that's a good one to just even show up and watch.
Yeah.
Especially
Especially
Zach and I are
Championship
actually
Sunday.
playing that one together. He doesn't know yet, but we're playing that one
Yeah,
together.
we are playing that one together now.
Let's go.
Hey, we're taking the picture.
Yeah. All right.
I'll take any bets.
Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you in a couple weeks at Rock Hill.